welcome to practice. This practice will be about lavishing love and attention on your back. And we need a blanket. So fold it like a little mini ball, wide, a little bit wider than your mat, or at least as wide as your mat. And we're going to lay on that. So the shoulder blades are supported. And when you put your arms out, straight out from your shoulders, you can feel your support just touching the soft skin of the upper arms. You always want to check that your neck is comfortable. So sometimes when you put this under your back, your upper back, it feels like you're having to curve your neck to try and get your head on the floor. And really, we want the feeling in the neck to be nice and long and even front and back of the neck. You could always put another pillow in or a blanket under your head as well. So checking in with how your neck feels. So we're making an inward curve in that part of the spine that naturally has an outward curve. And that will have an effect on the curve of your lower back. You might want to tuck your tailbone up a little bit more. You're feeling nice and long in your lower back. Feet are width and parallel and like parallel. And bringing your focus to your breathing. You might notice that your back ribs are held in place by the blanket. And if you try to breathe more deeply and get your ribs to move, the joints we really have available are around the breastbone, so the front rib, where they join the bony plate that protects your heart. So see if you can get a little bit of movement there. And in your effort to breathe more deeply, no need to bring tension to the shoulders. Just finding the deep breath. The feeling of strangeness to this kind of supported shape of the spine. How it feels different to your normal supported shape that you carry around or sit with or stand with, supported by your own muscle and habit, body habit. But the equipment here is changing the way the spine is aligned. How does that feel? Good. And let's take the arms overhead now. You can stretch them out straight if you have room, and your palms facing up to the ceiling, the sky beyond. Your neck relaxed, throat relaxed. Beautiful. And then releasing your arms and your legs and Bring the feeling of the supported spine as you roll over to your right side and come into forward Virasana. Big toes touching, knees about as wide as your mat. And stretching the arms forward. And so now the ribs and the back, ribs and joints to the spine are able to move as you deepen your breath. But still imagining or feeling where we had the blanket behind the spine. Beautiful. Bring the elbows onto the floor. Walk your knees in so they're about hip width. And start to walk your knees back. The further back you take the knees, the bigger the stretch this will be for shoulders. So if you're feeling a little vulnerable in your shoulders, don't take the knees back too far. And then we're going to bring the chest towards the floor. So notice as you start to do that, the elbows want to slide out. And we try to keep an even pressure down through the forearms and the elbows. Bringing the chest towards the floor. Keep the back of your neck long. And find that spine between the shoulder blades. All those connections of the back ribs to the spine as you breathe. Lavishing breath and awareness in that upper part of your spine. Beautiful. And then gently releasing, bring the torso forward, and we're going to lay down onto our tummies to making yourself comfortable there. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Arms are still parallel. If that felt too strong in your lower back, or too much of a back bend, you could do this with your arms out straight and you take them out as far as makes your back bend comfortable. Otherwise, elbows under the shoulders, forearms parallel. Draw the shoulder blades back. Lift the belly, lift the breastbone and looking forward. Breathing deep. Again, lavishing attention on that spine between the shoulder blades, drawing that spine. Press the tops of the feet down. Engage the legs so they feel muscular, lifting the kneecap. Gather the buttock muscle towards center, lifting the breastbone. And if it feels okay, you're going to start to lift your elbows away from the floor. You might get all the way up to straight arms, or maybe they're just a little way from the floor. Listen to your back. The powerful leg, lengthening the spine, and lavishing the breath along the spine. Beautiful. Lower yourself down and take your arms beside you. Just turn your face to one cheek for a moment and rest. Rest the shoulders wide. Rest the muscles either side of the spine wide. Okay. Now, the next one, we're going to keep the arms beside the torso unless you feel like you need to put them under your shoulders for extra help. Be on your forehead. Feel that your legs are strong, working with muscularity. Gather the buttock muscles towards center. Lifting the breastbone, lifting the palms of the hand, looking forward. Feeling the back core of the body as you lift your palm. Lift the ribs a little more. Breathing deeply. And then lengthening your front body to lay back down. Turn your face to the opposite cheek. And just letting go. Feeling the flow of breath. Back to center. And repeating. So we're lifting the arm, the palm, the rib, maybe even the legs now. Feel how that use or gathering of the buttock muscles really will lift the legs a little more. Breathing deeply. And then laying back down. Turn your face to the first side and just letting go. Nice work. We're going to bring the right arm in front and you're going to roll onto your right side and be very relaxed. So you want to bring your upper arm where you can just rest your head in a comfortable position for your neck. Good. And we're going to take the knees back. Nice work. Let's take the left leg out to straight. And we're going to make circles with the left leg. So you're going to go forward, up, and back. The left leg. And as you're doing that, feel the work in the back, the buttocks, thigh maybe. We'll keep the upper body nice and relaxed. The bigger the circle, the more work. So you make the movement as subtle or as exaggerated as your body feels like it needs. Nice work. And then we're going to give that leg a stretch. So you're going to bend your left leg in and try to get hold of the front of your toes of your left foot. And then we're going to curl the toes towards the hip. So squeeze the heel in towards the hip and see if you can take the left knee back. So as you take the left knee back, you get a bigger stretch. Now your right leg can be out straight, or you can keep it bent, whatever feels better. So we'll keep the neck relaxed. Good, really try to take the knee back. This is a nice stretch if you're vulnerable in your knees and kneeling is out of the question. Beautiful. And then we'll release that leg and we're going to roll over on our belly and over to the left side. So keep it nice and relaxed in your upper body so that your head is just resting on your upper arm and your neck is comfortable. Let's try and take the knees back further than the line of the hips. Straighten your right leg out. We're going to go forward, up and back with the right leg. Good, and we're trying to keep the neck relaxed. Again, these can be smaller movements. That might be plenty of work. Maybe larger movements. And you start to feel the work of the gluteus muscles. The hip joint, beautiful. So make the movement as small or as large as your body feels it needs. Try not to roll too much the hips, just use the leg. Nice work. And then we're going to stretch that leg. So bend the right leg, reach back and see if you can hold the front of the toes. So if you were unable to hold the toes, make the reaching movement. So as though you were almost there, so reaching your hand towards your foot. So we're holding the front of the toes and we're squeezing the right heel towards the right hip. Also try to take the right knee back further than the line of the right. Your left leg can be straight or bent, whichever works to keep you balanced. Beautiful. Squeeze the heel in closer. Take the toes towards the heel a little more. Find the stretch in the front of your right thigh. Breathing and keeping your neck really relaxed. Nice work. And then releasing that side. Roll onto your tummy. Hands beside the torso, palms up. Salambasana again. So lifting the ribs, lifting the leg. Squeeze the buttock muscles towards center. Lift the palm. How much of the body can you lift off the floor? Feeling your center and the back core of the body strong. Feel the breath. Beautiful. And then lay down, turn your face to the opposite side that you did last time. And just relaxing. Letting go in your shoulders. Nice work. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Press up into all fours. I'm going to arch the spine up and down. Take little movements at first. Let the movements get bigger or stronger if that feels good in your body. Follow your breathing. Start to mirror the feeling of the natural breath with letting the movements of the spine feel as natural. Beautiful. And then back into child's pose. So if your hips go to your heels, then take that position. If not, hips can be higher where they need to be over the knees. And breathing deeply. Arms all the way forward. And downward facing dog pose. Pressing your heels, lifting your kneecaps. Letting your head hang down. When we started the practice, we had the blanket under the shoulder blade. See if you can embed the bones of the spine there a little further forward. But lift the front core of the body and feel like you're supporting that inward curve of the lower back. Nice work. And then we're going to take little steps. Enjoy moving your feet, giving them a stretch, stretching the heels down to the floor. Little steps. Take your time walking towards the front of your mat. Get your feet moving. Get right up onto the balls of the feet. Give them a stretch. When you run out of room, help yourself to roll up. Bring your arms up. Urdhva Hastasana, looking up. And Tadasana. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Your feet are under your hips and they're parallel to each other, hip width. We're going to make a Utkatasana shape. So sitting the bottom back towards the floor behind the heel. And feel the front and back core of your body to be centering, so gathering towards center, so that the spine is supported. And we'll draw the shoulder blades down and feel that muscle memory from using the blanket of pressing the bones of the spine forward. Feeling the spaciousness of the breath in the rib cage, the supple rib cage. We're going to keep the knees and hips facing forward, but turn the torso to the side. And we'll keep the thumbs, the hands at the breastbone. So turn your torso and look back over your left shoulder. Good, come back to center. And turning the torso and looking over your right shoulder. Nice work. Center, left shoulder. So we're trying not to bring the right knee forward. Ooh, good. Back to center. And right shoulder. Ah, yes. And we're going to do one more each side. You might dip down a little bit lower. The knees level to the front of the mat. Come back to center. And to the right. And center. Take the arms up by the ears now. Utkatasana. Lifting the breastbone. Drawing the bones of the spine forward. Feeling powerful gathering front and back core. And then straightening your leg and looking up. And Tadasana. Nice. Step out so you can see your device and you've got your feet a little bit wider than your leg is long. We're going to turn the right toes out at 90 degrees. So your foot is parallel to the edges of the mat. So like you would for a standing pose, Trikonasana. But we're going to play. We're going to try and transfer the weight from one foot and then back to the other. And the legs are wide, so it's going to take a little bit of effort. But let's see if we can just lift the back foot up and then place it back down. Not so much falling, but intending to place the foot. So balancing for a moment on your right foot, placing your back foot. Good, let's do it a couple more times. Try to keep that nice wide distance. It's harder, I know. Ooh, a bit wobbly. All right, the last one we're going to do, we're going to try and hold the balance. Now, if you're really wobbly, a couple of things you can do. You could hold the back of a chair, have a back of a chair handy, but you can keep your left toes near to the floor. We'll just step the foot in. So let's give it a go. Try to balance on your right foot. All right, so your left toes, if you can, they're off the floor, but if you're really struggling here, just put your toes on the floor. You bring the leg in a little closer. Otherwise, the leg is up. Good. Bring your hands at your hips. The belly's probably facing down to the floor. I'm going to try and face the belly to the wall instead, so lifting the left hip. Nice work. Preparation for half moon pose. Can you feel both sides of your spine long and strong? That feeling of gathering the muscular core to center. Beautiful. All right, when we place the foot back down, see if you can do that with intention. Nice. Turn the feet to the second side. All right, so we've got the left foot parallel to the edges of the mat and the feet are about leg length distance. We're going to try and transfer weight from left foot to right foot and doing that with intention. So trying not to just fall back into position. So really give it a little momentum, balancing, placing the foot. Beautiful. Let's keep the spine feeling long. Shoulders relaxed. Playful, curious, compassionate. So back and forth. Good. And the next one, we're going to try and hold. So finding your balance on your left foot. Now you can either, you could hold on to something, or you could have your right tiptoes on the floor, or your leg is up. We're going to bring the hands to the hips, the front of the hips or the sides of the belly. We're going to turn the belly so that it's not so much facing down at the floor, but towards the wall, or even lifting and shining up and out. Too much shining. So the right hip is lifting. Beautiful. Can you feel the strength of the core of your body gathering to center to support a long, even spine? Ardha Chandrasana preparation. Beautiful. And then placing the foot as much as you can with intention. All right. Let's turn the toes out and bend your knees. Drop your hips. I've still got the hands at the belly. I always find that comforting. A nice way to bring the tactile attention to the core. In this posture, we want to feel muscular support, internal muscular support. So lifting the pelvic floor. Tuning into the lift of the front of the body and the back of the body. And when you have the support of that lift, we can lower the hips a little bit more. Nice work. Let's take the arms up by the ears. Beautiful. Lifting the breastbone. Good. And then we're going to press into the heel and lifting up. Nice work. Let's turn the toes in and the heels out, and we want still a pretty wide distance for the feet. And we'll do a forward bend. Take your arms up by your ears, reaching forward. Now hands can be on the floor under the shoulders. They can be up on the legs if you're not quite reaching the floor. Or you can walk them all the way out in front as far as they'll go. And we try to find that feeling of embedding the bones of the spine forward from the sacrum. So the sacrum is the bony plate at the back of the pelvis. That's where the spine joins onto. So we try to press the sacrum forward towards the front of the pelvis, the bones of the spine forward. And finding the flow of the breath. Feel that your legs, your feet are supporting you admirably here. So pressing down the outside edges of the feet, lifting the inner arches, lifting the kneecaps, the quadriceps, the sit bones. And spine is lengthening. Yes. Okay, we're going to bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Turn your toes out, bend your knees a little. Now remember that internal muscular support. So when we're in this position, we really want to be lifting and supporting the core of the body from the inside, the pelvic floor, really working. And we're going to bend and straighten the leg. And you take that movement where it feels good for you. So you can move slowly, finding the stretch in your straight leg, the safe bend in your bent leg, depending on how your knees are. Good. Now, some people can move further into this posture. And if that's you, you can walk your hands from side to side. Even making it a squat. And if you can squat down, you can take your straight leg up onto the heel. Maybe you're all over that movement. You could try to not use your hands. Maybe you use them less. I need a little push off with my hands. Ooh, beautiful. Back to center. Now, let's keep the hips dropping down. The pelvic floor is lifting. So we're feeling the strong spine as we start to peel the spine up. Good. Let's take the arms up. And straighten your legs. Breath into your heels. Whoa. Nice work. We're going to stamp. Maybe you're somewhere where you have to be quiet. Stamping and reminding your bones to keep their calcium. When you go for a walk, do some stamping. All right. We're going to lay down. Think about how you move to lay down. I'm going to try my laying down without falling down, without using my hands. Neutral position for the legs. Tuck the shoulder blades under a little bit more. We don't have the blanket there this time, but see if you can get that same feeling that part of the spine, rather than really pressing into the floor, is laying long against the floor. Nice. Let's take the feet out as wide as the mat. And knees go left. As far as your body is comfortable to move. We'll keep the right shoulder blade down and looking over the right shoulder. Lay there for a few deep breaths. Letting your back relax and gather the strength, the core of your body, so that when you lift your legs, there's so much support in the spine. So important. And then we'll take the legs to the right and just letting go. And turn your head to look over the left shoulder. Letting the lower half of the body feel heavy, substantial, dense bone. Allowing the hips, the back to stretch. Feeling the flow of your breath. Good. Gathering the strength of the core body to lift the leg. Wiggle the feet back in so the hip width. I'm going to take the left leg into the chest and take your left foot in your right hand. If you have trouble reaching there, hold your clothing or maybe the thigh and just imagine you could move that foot in closer, almost to hand reach. Otherwise, we're holding with the hand. If we were in class with lots of equipment, you could use a strap. Good. And what you're going to do is gently coax that leg across the body. So back and forth from left to right. Maybe you think about the knee moving left. Feeling your hip joint. And we try to bring the foot as close to the front of the chest as is practical. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to place that heel on your right thigh. And you're going to place it as close to the front of your right hip as you can. There's a little pocket inside the muscle attachment where your heel might fit. Good, and we'll let the left knee away from the torso. So that leg is in a half lotus posture. An Adho Baddha Padma. So this might be enough, plenty of a stretch for your body. If you want a little more, you can try taking your right foot off the floor. Maybe you hold the right knee. Maybe even straighten the right leg. If we were sitting in this posture, we would be trying to press the bones of the spine forward to feel what it is to lift the bones of the lower back away from the floor, to relax the shoulder blade back or the shoulders back, and to breathe. And even with all that sensation of resistance that comes with this pose, find where you can be a little more relaxed or feel a little more spacious in your body. Feeling the flow of nice work. And we're going to release and relax that side. Good. Feet are back. Good. Bring your right leg in towards your chest and reach for your right foot with your left hand, or hold your clothing or your thigh as best as you can reach, keeping your head relaxed on the floor. You could always put a head support in if you feel like you're having to do this to reach, so that your neck is relaxed. Good. Let's explore the movement of the hip by taking the right knee left and right across the body. Oh, that feels nice. All right, let's take the right heel onto the left thigh, as close to the front of your left hip as your body will move. And the right knee moves away from the torso. So this might be plenty of stretch. You don't need to explore further, finding your calm breath. But you can add to it if you like. Take your left foot off the floor. You might hold your left knee towards your left shoulder, or take the left leg too straight. Cool. Lifting the lower back, the spine away from the floor. Relaxing your shoulders, Beautiful. And then releasing, and hug both knees into your chest, rocking a little from side to side. We're going to put the feet on the floor, hip width, arms out from the sides, from the shoulders, and just let your legs rock from side to side. And it might feel nice to take them all the way to the floor, or maybe you just like massaging across your sacrum. If you're going all the way to the floor, feel the work of the core body, the strength and support as you lift your legs. Good. And lastly, hug the knees back in, feeling the length of the spine, all that strength and awareness. Feeling the flow of your breath. You might be able to stay for your own Shavasana. Namaste to you. If, like me, you need to finish your practice, then put the feet down and roll gently to the right side. When you feel ready, come up to sitting. Lifting and lengthening the spine. Feeling the subtle movement of the bones there. The movement of the ribs as you breathe. And taking the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.